Hey, hey, it's Dr. J. That rhymed. Hey, hey, it's Dr. J. I am back on this cold, rainy Saturday. At least that's what it is here in the Big D. So, don't know where you all are if you're tuning in to the replay or catching me live. You could be anywhere in the world. It may just be shining and sunny and bright and all that good stuff where you are, but not so much here for us today. So before I start, as you know, I always got to share it out to my peeps. So if you are tuning in and it's your first time, know that this is what I do. I go back and I share and make sure that folks know that I'm on. And I hope that you'll do the same as I wait on Facebook to build the audience here. So come in, grab a seat, get comfortable, share this out, give me a heart, love, thumbs up, let me know you're out there so I know who I'm talking to, right? We got to know who we're playing in the sandbox with. So we will get started here shortly. And while you're joining, say hello, share this out, while I do just that myself. And then we'll get started here shortly. I have one more place to share this out, and we are going to get this party started as we always do and have been for the last 16 days. Goodness, we are well over halfway through this 30-day challenge. So I hope you have enjoyed it because I've enjoyed coming on. It's definitely been a challenge for me to be consistent about coming on. So it may be different times of the day, but I'm on because I committed to it. So if you're out there, say hello while I share this in one more spot, and we are going to get this party started. Hey, Mr. Cowan, thanks for joining. Oh, what? You had to rub it in. Look, I had just started. When I started, I mentioned how it's cold here in the Big D. It's cold and raining, and then you come on and you say you're in Cabo. I'm just saying, you're going to rub it in like that. Well, I am so glad that you are able to connect and have a good network, good service, or everything that you need to catch me today. So I appreciate that. Not only that, you're in Cabo. You could be doing so many other things, but you decided to show me some love. So thanks for joining. So folks, if this is your first time, again, I had to make sure I shared this out on some other platforms, but if this is your first time, it will not be your last. But also, if it's your first time, I got to let you know who you're playing in the sandcastle with, right? We like to know who we're playing with. Hey, Monique, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for jumping on. I am Dr. Jatun Dorsey. I am an Amazon bestselling author, a speaker, life and business coach, professor, and corporate chick. So I got a lot of things brewing, a lot of logs in the fire, which is why I wanted to come on and do this 30-day challenge. Challenge not just for me, but challenge for you, for us together to increase our productivity while maintaining peace of mind. And if you have not caught the previous 15 days, I'm just saying you need to set aside some time. I know the holidays are coming up. Some of y'all got some vacation, some time off. Instead of watching Hallmark Channel, I'm just saying, catch up, binge watch all the previous episodes, the previous lives that I've done, where we're talking about intentional living, which is the topic or title for my book that was released earlier this year. So if you have been following, you know that when I initially launched my book, February-ish of this year, I did some pre-recorded videos, right, to share some of the insights that are shared in the book. But because of the time of the year, December, the end of the year that comes every year, I wanted to do some lives this go around simply because I want to encourage you to be more productive, to be more prepared for the new year, 2018 in this case, instead of waiting on 2018 to arrive. Now, granted, we are in the final month and only have a couple of weeks, right? But better late than never. And I want to really talk to you guys who have maybe had goals and aspirations for the 2017 year. However, here we are at the end of the year and you feel like you didn't quite get those things done, right? And then you have some other aspirations, or maybe even the things that you set out to do this year, where now you feel like you've outgrown those things, right? That you want to do something bigger, something better. So you kind of held off, and maybe you don't even know how to go about those things, but you know that you want to achieve it, right? So that's why this 30-day productivity challenge will assist you. This is why it's great for you. I think you've landed on the right place at the right time, right? Hey, Axis, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for the heart love. Thanks for joining. So if you're just joining, make sure that you share this out. Make sure you say hello. I've greeted you. I've told you who I am. So it's only kind of you if you come into my virtual home to let me know that you have arrived, right? And to say hello to me. First time here from, Washington, D.C. How's the weather there? Thanks for joining all the way from Washington, D.C. I was there earlier this year, actually, so I love it there. Hey, Felicia, thanks for joining. Didn't accomplish much. Oh, really? Yep. So Felicia says she's feeling like a failure because she didn't accomplish much, and I bet what you did accomplish is a lot more than many others have, right? Not that we are comparing to others, but just to say that some of us are a little more harder on ourselves than other people, right? So we hold ourselves accountable, which is a good thing, but let's celebrate those things that we have accomplished. So Felicia, I want you to do that, and I'm going to do it with you. So I know that whatever it is that you've done, and anyone else that's paying attention and viewing and watching and liking and loving, anything that you've done this year counts, right? We're going to celebrate those wins. But what we're going to say is we're going to assess what it is that we didn't get a chance to accomplish, right? Not that it's a failure, but more so that it's just something that we didn't accomplish. We're just going to leave it at that. But the thing is, what are we going to do now to make it happen? And is it still something that we want to accomplish, right? It may be something like I mentioned earlier that we've outgrown, right? Something that we feel like it's no longer in alignment with where we want to go. So it could be those situations. And if you look at your list or your vision board or whatever it is that you're using to track yourself towards your goals, then that's how we measure that, right? That's how we can go back and say, this is what I was thinking in 2016 as I was arriving in 2017. However, 2017 has brought about some new connections, right? Some new experiences, some new lessons. And now I really don't want to aspire towards that thing, or I really don't think that those steps that I initially outlined is what's going to get me there. Or the people that I thought would be some resources I could leverage are no longer available or beneficial, right? Thanks for asking. Looking forward to building. Yes, Axis, I hope you continue to follow. As I mentioned, I don't know if you caught this, but we are on day 16 of a 30-day challenge. So you have plenty more days to catch me. I don't have a particular time. So y'all just pray for me on that. Okay. But I make sure that I do come on, share some words, and definitely building from the principles that are in my book. So if you don't have a copy of the book, make sure that you grab your copy. I typically share a link within the post once the video is posted, and we close out the official live viewing, and there you'll find links to all of the many things that I'm going to share with you at the very end of the video. So make sure you stick around. There are opportunities to win, opportunities to connect with me. So make sure you stick around. I'm just saying, if you're new to it, be true to it. It's all about sticking around for the finale every time. So you're probably wondering what today's topic is, right? So again, we've been talking about intentional living, increasing your productivity while maintaining peace of mind. We've talked about some of the sections in the book. I have five different sections within the book. The first section is shifting your mindset. Oh, yes, definitely. So, Mr. Cowan, did you already order a book? Because if you did, then yes, I'll have to get that copy that you have and sign it. If not, then use the link that I post in the videos and order your book there, and it will come to you autographed and signed, okay? So just in case anybody else is wondering that too, I wanted to make sure I address that. So, The first section of the book was shifting your mindset. So we had to get our minds right? We had to do some shifting, some reassessing. We had to determine what those things are that we're thinking negatively about. Even those people who are in our lives that may be influencing those negative thoughts, right? Or encouraging those negative thoughts. So it's definitely important to really drive home those things that are deterring us, distracting us, discouraging us. So that first section, we talked about so many different topics, which I won't go into. Typically, I go through and I at least name out or call out the principles. But for the sake of time, and because I know that you're going to go back and catch the replays now, I'll let you take that on today, right? So first section is shifting your mindset. We've got to lay the foundation because that's where everything starts. And then we went into don't fail to plan, right? So after we shifted our mindset, and even within that section, we went into beyond the thought and the reframing of thoughts, all right, the negative thoughts to be specific. We went slightly into a little action in that section. So after we did that, we progressed into that second section, don't fail to plan. When you don't fail to plan, right? The plan will fail if you don't have a plan in place. So we talked about planning, what that truly means and how it will be beneficial in you increasing your productivity. And now we're in the section that is titled Make Every Minute Count. So for that section, I will tell you the principles that we've talked about thus far. And that is maintaining a trusted system. Timing is everything. And today's topic is devote time. Devote time. See, this is the thing that we often struggle with. And I think it's really because we don't really know what we're involved in, right? We always talk about, or I always talk about on the lives, how we are so overly involved, right? Whether it be things that you enjoy, things that you feel obligated to do, that includes business, love, life, whatever, right? Any involvement. But there are various reasons why we take on those responsibilities. But what we don't do is really assess the time that we have available, right? Or assess what it is that we are agreeing to doing and if it aligns with where we were trying to go. So, thank you, Axis, for listing out the sections. I see you paying attention. I like that. So, devoting time is very important, but again, it's true that you need to assess exactly what your involvements are, right? Are these things that I've agreed to? Are these things that I have decided to involve myself in? Are they truly in alignment with where I want to go, right? Are they truly in alignment with my aspirations, dreams, and goals? And it may be something that you can not so much take on the highest requirement or the roles that require more responsibility, right? So just because you want to be a participant in a particular organization doesn't mean that you got to be the VP, right? In other words, so you can be the volunteer, right? So you can say whenever there are certain events on these days, this is when I can volunteer, right? So it's really about assessing your time, making sure that anything that you agree to, that you commit to, is in alignment with exactly where it is that you want to go. But beyond that, after we get that clear, right, devoting time truly means, when am I going to set aside time to do this, that, and the third? So in order to do that, you also have to know, when is your productivity pocket? And when I say your productivity pocket of time, that truly means, what time of the day am I most productive? What time of the day am I most alert? What time of the day do I tend to push out my best work, right? Now, for me, I know that it's going to take me a little while to get in the groove when I wake up in the morning, right? I don't drink coffee, but it's just some things that I got to do to get myself right. So I know that about me. So I'm encouraging you to find that out about yourself and know what it is that you need to do in order for you to get to that stage in your days. Now, make sure that you also schedule your meetings and schedule your tasks that you need to do during those pockets of time that you feel more productive. Another time of the day where I really truly get a lot done is late, right? I like to refer to myself as a night owl because I love to stay up late. Really, sometimes it turns out to be early. When it began as a late night, it starts to become an early morning. Because I can crank out some things. If I'm really engaged in what I'm doing, especially if it's regarding my business, then I tend to get really zoned out right into it. So I could be up all kind of hours a night, right? So me knowing that, Virtual note taking. Great. I love it, Axis. So me knowing that about myself has helped me to truly know the times of days that's my most productive pocket. So it may not be the same for you. It may be early mornings, right? You may want to be that early riser, especially if you have young kids, you have babies, infants, or whatever it is, whatever the reason may be. You may feel that, okay, if I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning before the kids are awake, I have an opportunity to do this, that, and the other, right? But then even either approach, you have to know exactly what you're going to do during those times. After you've identified the productivity pockets or the productive pockets of time for yourself, then you need to identify exactly what it is that you can accomplish or need to accomplish in those pockets of time, so that when that time arrives, you can jump right in and get the job done, instead of knowing when your pocket of time is, and then that pocket of time shows up and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? Let me figure out what my plan is. That's wasting the time that you had, right? So make sure that you are doing just that. So then, in addition to that, we have to also communicate to our friends, our family, whomever it is that is sharing space with us during that usual productivity time for us, right? Because they may not understand that you need to pull away and truly dive into a particular task, an activity, or whatever it is that you need to do. If you need to study, I don't know, whatever that thing is that you need to do to achieve your goals, right? So you need to be communicative. So whoever it is that may feel like that you're pulling away, it could be your spouse, right? It could be your children. It could be whatever else what other responsibilities that you have that you need to communicate, right? So that everyone knows and knows what to expect and knows what's going on. So if you have to pull away, then you don't have to explain, right? So make sure that you have identified your productivity time, your productivity pocket of time, and you've communicated to those who are well involved and concerned about your well-being that this is what I'm doing, right? So if it's meditation that you need to do to get your day started, okay, I need to let my family know, let my children know, mom is going into her space, wherever your space is, right, to meditate, because this is how mom has her best day, right? And then if you don't have children, that meditation may be the way that you have your best day at your job, your job, right? So you may need to communicate to your husband, hey, I need this 8 to 8:30 time in the morning so I can set aside some time for me to meditate, get my mind right, so I can have a great day, which turns into a great evening for us, right? So you just really have to plan it out. That's what this intentional living productivity challenge is all about. Being productive, but also being intentional in love, life, and business. So it crosses over all perspectives of life. So then when we talk about productivity times and pockets of time and all of that as well, and we talk about what I just mentioned with, having to find your space and going into that space during that productivity pocket of time, what you also have to know is that space that you go into needs to be released of any clutter. Because clutter is something that will definitely deter you, distract you, and make you feel like in an unsafe place, right? Because your mind can't settle, because you're thinking about all this stuff that's around you. So it's important to make sure that you find a clean and a safe and a private space, right? That you can truly devote time to whatever that task is for you. It can be, again, starting your business, right? You might be starting your business, or you're growing your business, or you're managing your business, whatever phase you're in. But this time could be set aside for you to truly go into a space, right? A quiet, clean space, and have some creative thoughts, some innovative thoughts, right? So this is your chance to really set aside and be dedicated intentionally to the growth and success and progression towards your ultimate goal. So, devoting time, principle 16 was the topic for today. As I mentioned, we have 5 sections. We're already in the third section, right? And we're on day 16 for a 30-day productivity challenge, right? So we are working towards increasing your productivity while maintaining peace of mind. Peace of mind is the key. It's the key. It's the key to many doors, all right? And it goes beyond productivity. So I'm just saying, these are some things that you need to implement. They're quick and easy, tried and true tips and principles that I've used in my life to achieve the successes that I have. So I know that they work. And as I always say, you just decide what's the meat for you, right? And in other words, eat the meat and leave the bone. So there may be some things that you've already implemented in your life that you feel that may not have been as beneficial for you, but then there could be other things that could be beneficial that you may not have thought about, right? So identify exactly what it is that you need to apply that we've been talking about over these 16 days, not just today, right? And when I give you those assignments, make sure that you're implementing those things, because it takes action, not just talk, not just inspiration, not just motivation, but we've got to put one foot in front of the other. Oh, really, Axis? So that's affirmation about that decluttering, right? And I like to talk about decluttering because it's not just physical stuff, right? Although that's a major part of it, because we keep things that we don't need, probably ain't used it or touched it in years, but we just want to hold on. It's just taking up space and carrying weight, which is horrible, right? But not only is it physical stuff, it's mental things as well. So what are we truly holding on to from a mental perspective that's holding us back, keeping us stagnant, right? Those negative thoughts, those negative people, everything is all consuming when it comes to productivity, right? And being successful and achieving our goals. So that's definitely something that I enjoy talking about, is decluttering. And it's that time of year too. We need to go in these closets, pull out some things, donate. Just give it away. Somebody else needs it more than you do, right? So with that, I am going to go ahead and close this thing out. I hope that was some benefit to you, the topic that we talked about today. And tomorrow, usually I don't do this, because I hope that you got your book and you following along. You already know what's coming up. But today, I'll go ahead and do that. Tomorrow is Principle 17, and we're talking about low-hanging fruit. I'm just saying, low-hanging fruit. We got to figure out what we need to do with that. So in order for you to know that, there may be some tips and tricks that you haven't thought about, right? That you haven't explored, that I will be discussing tomorrow as well. So I hope that you continue to follow me. You continue to tune in. You can follow me at DRJATUN on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm also on LinkedIn as well. And then you see my website, drjatun.com there at the bottom. And you can email me at Jatun, Jatun, at drjatun.com. So I hope that you follow me on the 30-day, the remainder, I should say, of the 30-day challenge. I hope that you connect with me in any of those methods that I just previously mentioned or called out. Make sure that you go to my page on Facebook, like the page, so that you can remain in contact and get these alerts, right? If you're watching this now and you haven't shared it, make sure that you do share it, because sharing is caring. Not only that, but click your notifications, right? So that on this video, so that you'll get notified whenever I do go live, and so that you know exactly when your girl is on, giving some tips, some principles, and some good treats for increasing your productivity while maintaining peace of mind, because that's what we do here. We increase productivity while maintaining peace of mind. Thanks, Axis. I hope that you do. Please do make your purchase. And again, I'll be providing the link to purchase the book, and you will get an autographed copy mailed, signed, sealed, and delivered from yours truly. So do make sure that you do that. On top of that, although the Intentional Living book that was released earlier this year shares practical tips on increasing your productivity while maintaining peace of mind, I'm also a visionary for Intentional Living, the anthology, which will be released early 2018. So the co-authors in that book are sharing lived experiences of how they overcame challenges while while living intentionally, right? So how did they intentionally go about overcoming these challenges and or coping with the challenges that they've experienced in life? So this new book, this co-authorship, is going to accompany the book that I released earlier this year. So you have the practical tips plus the lived experiences. I'm just saying. That's just a roadmap to life, right? A roadmap to success right there. And there may be some instances in life or experiences in life that you feel that you're alone, right? You feel like you're going through it, going at it alone. But if you look into this book, if you check it out, you follow us, I guarantee that you will find and learn that these are some experiences that we all share, right? There's nothing new under the sun, right? So make sure you catch that. And then also A Date with the Dorseys. We being my husband and I, we have a podcast that we release a new episode every week. So if you did not catch the past episodes, I'll be sharing that link as well. And we will have a new episode for next week. So make sure that you follow that, because that is where, remember earlier, if you've been sticking around, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned the opportunity to win, right? To win. And guess what? If you pay attention to, follow, listen to the podcast, Date with the Dorseys, you will learn more about the opportunity to win in that, right? I was about to tell you what it was, but I had to pause. I'm not going to tell you because I mentioned it before. If you haven't caught those episodes and heard, then you just got to keep sticking around and find out, right? So I'll share that link with you as well. And then a second opportunity to win is an opportunity to provide some feedback on a survey that I've shared. And on this survey, I'm asking for your feedback as far as how best to serve you for 2018, right? So I've been in the lab and I've been mixing up some chemicals and, I'm just making up some things and it's bubbling over, right? I'm getting all excited. Some things are happening. Some things are popping off, but I want to make sure that it's what you need, right? Something that's going to assist you and help you. I can't get my hair to act right today. Assist you and help you in your 2018 endeavors, right? So with that being said, I want you to complete the survey. Provide me some good, juicy feedback. Be honest. Let me know what it is that you need in your love, life, and business so I can make sure I can incorporate that into that mixture I'm in the lab working on, okay? So I'll be posting the link for the survey as well for your opportunity to win. And what else? So 2018 is going to be a hit. I'm just saying. I'm building out this program for next year. Like I said, I'm in the lab cooking up some things, mixing up some ingredients, chemicals, and all kind of stuff. You just don't know what I'm going to come out of that lab with. So I suggest that you stick around. I suggest that you fill out the survey and provide some input because I definitely want to be of service to you in 2018. Because it's going down. Now, if you're new to me, if you're just now tuning in, you haven't watched the previous lives, then I know that you probably aren't aware that, I talked about what I do, right? The life and business coaching, but specifically I enjoy assisting or teaching parallelpreneurs. And what do I teach them, right? How to successfully launch their business. Let me get a little drink here. Who's out there while I'm still talking? Because I will talk myself to death. I'm an only child, so I can talk to myself all day long. But I see some folks out there, y'all just got a little quiet. So I teach parallelpreneurs how to successfully launch their business and skillfully manage their time, all while continuing to fulfill all the many endeavors and responsibilities in their careers and their day jobs, right? While also living out their passion in a stress-free zone, stress-free, peace of mind, Those are the phrases that I've been using, right? Because that's important for us to be successful. Okay, thank you, Axis. I know somebody out there. Goodness. Because I will get to talking and I'll keep talking. But as I mentioned probably about 5 minutes ago, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. I hope that you enjoyed today's principle, devoting time. As we progress towards day 30 of this month, before we close out 2017 and go into 2018, this is about to be the bomb diggity. I'm just saying, you stick around, you're going to get some awesome additional principles, and this is progressive. So I encourage you to binge watch, catch up if you hadn't already, and continue to follow, continue to go along this journey with us as we journey to day 30 of the day 30 of the 30-day productivity challenge. Ha! How about that? I finally got it out. So this is Dr. Jatun Dorsey. I hope that you continue to follow. I hope that you connect with me. Make sure that you click your notifications so that you know when I do go live so that we can reconnect because I enjoy chatting with you all and I enjoy sharing principles that are going to help you achieve your success, right? Hence why I'm your success synergist. That means that we're working together in order to achieve the success that you have envisioned for your life and for your future. With that, I am going to call it a night, and I hope that you have an awesome rest of your night. And remember, as usual, there's never a perfect moment, so you must make the moment that you currently have perfect. Let's do that. So bye for now, and have a great evening.